Hey, what up, guys? Sorry, I was on mute. I want to go over some things. I wanted to be able to show you guys what's going on in Ottawa right now. I just found a live stream that some guys walking through, which is really cool. His name's Ottawa Walks on YouTube. So shout out to him for filming all of this, but it's pretty freaking cool on what's going on. And so I wanted to really go over this and show you guys what is going on with this. Let me also start up my phone so I can make sure I have audio when I share the live. Share this out, guys. Hey, Kathy. Let's get it out there. I know it's not planned, so it just kind of just shows up. So we need to get a little bit more push there, but let's see. And cool. Hey, Rachel. Let's see if we can get some audio here. Tell me if you guys can hear this in just a second. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear the audio from the live from the YouTube? Okay, I see some thumbs ups. I see yes, sir. Cool. So this guy, Ottawa Walks, is his name on YouTube. He's walking around Ontario. I don't know where he's going now. Dang it, he was like right in the mix of everything, and I wanted to show what was going on. Let's go back, actually. Let's go back here. I've been watching this since he started practically started this live. But so through here, it's very quiet. Let me turn it up. So he's just about getting down there. So he's got to walk a little ways.
Stay here.
But I wanted to show you guys what is going on, and this is a huge deal. And this is what I mean by they're not ready for what's going to happen. And I'm not saying any violence or anything like that because we don't want that, and they don't want that. That's very predominant in these Facebook groups that they're talking about and communicating back and forth. They don't want any violence. If they see violence, pull out your phones and record it, report it to the police. Get some of the groups that
absolutely
are
I understand
involved
that. You can't be here right now, and that's why you're tuning in. So I appreciate you guys.
I'm going to turn that down a little bit until we can get downtown, and well, when he gets to the part where it gets a little crazy. But this is where, yeah, so this is Ottawa show. This is downtown Ottawa. He's walking towards the Parliament right now. This building, and then just on the other side of that building is the Parliament. And so what's happening is all of these truckers, this is where people don't realize what's going to actually happen when these truckers get here. And they're already showing up in groups. But the largest convoy, the one that started all of this, is not there yet. They get there tomorrow. And as soon as they get there, these roads you will not be able to drive on. And you're going to see that here in just a minute. I might as well just fast forward here. You can't drive on them. As soon as they get packed filled with these trucks, you're shutting down the whole city. So here's where it starts, I believe. Let me see. Let me move this over here so I can have two screens. So in here, so yeah, here's where it starts. You have all the trucks. You have the Parliament to the right. And so they allow people up to the little gates and stuff like that. There's a big separation between the entrance of the Parliament and where you can go. So there's a big barrier, which is nice. I don't know how many police officers they're going to have. I don't know. But as you can see, as I was describing, you see all of these trucks here. This road's shut down now. Like there's nothing that can happen. You have all of these trucks, and this is not even part of this is just part of what will be there tomorrow. And this is going to be crazy. And yeah, Kat, I've been following Real Pat King too. He's part of the original convoy, so he'll be showing up tomorrow. With Tamara, I think is her name. She is the one that started all of this. But you see this? Like I'm sitting here watching this live, and I'm like, everybody else needs to see this. This is how you take action. Like you create a bottleneck and a pain in the butt for everything. You imagine what this is going to do. Downtown, you have all of these semi trucks blocking all these streets. It's going to shut things down. And it's going to just stop. This is the power truckers have. No one realizes it, but the truckers have, if they just stop, the country stops. Doesn't matter what country you're in. They all travel mostly by truck for a lot of transportation. Yeah, some train, but the trucks do most of the work. So if you take the trucks out of the equation, the whole thing's done. Your country is at kaput. Like, you're not getting anything done. These guys coming together here is fantastic. Let me turn on the audio here, and I'll have you guys hear some of this.
Hey, what?
He tries to catch people to ask them where they're from. So you'll see that occasionally. That is 100%, Jamie. 100%. But if you just see this, like, this is, you got to think about this. This is 8:30 at night right now. You have all the trucks there, but you have all of these people just walking up and down the street in front of the Parliament. I've never been there, but I can't imagine that's normal for a Friday night, that this many people are walking in front of the Parliament. This is crazy. And imagine living there. And this is what you get to hear like all night. It would be nuts, right? And Gina, yes, you are correct. I was going to touch on that. This is the game plan. This is actually going to go on until the mandate is lifted. They want to stay there until it's done. And so they're just going to lock things down and take control. Without violence, they're just going to take things over. This is how cool this is. And this is what unity can be. There is people that are vaccinated there. Well, there are people that are vaccinated there. There are people that are not. They're just supporting each other. And yeah, they don't care. They just want their freedoms back, is all they want. I saw a sign earlier today on Tamara's live that she was doing on Facebook. She was talking to people at one of their stops, and this little girl had a sign that was made, and she wasn't old enough to make it, but her mom made it. And it said, I have been locked down for 2 years and I am 3 years old. So what does that tell you? This little girl hasn't been able to experience life yet. She's 3 years old, and 2 years of that she's been locked down in her home because of Canada's restrictions. Ridiculous. And so Canada has to change. And there's not enough handcuffs. You can try to arrest them. There's not enough handcuffs. But I agree with you. He is a dictator. There was one other question back here. Denise, yes. He is kind of hiding. He's not really. Because they announced today that he doesn't have to go into quarantine. So we're going to see how he behaves tomorrow. Because he was exposed, is what's being said. But no, he is now announced that he is not going to quarantine. So we'll see if behavior changes, but I do bet he still hides and doesn't do anything, or tries to ignore this. Keep in mind, he also said this is a small fringe minority, and they bring, what did he say? Something else about their rhetoric and stuff. And it's like, dude, no, this is not a small fringe minority. Apparently you don't know what you're talking about, and you're lying to everyone. When they come back, they have to quarantine 4 days. That's part of, are you talking about USA rules or Canada's rules? Because that's part of what Canada wants to fight against too. That's why Americans are going up there also. I turned the sound off so I don't have to compete with all the horns. But so here's the part that I wanted to show you guys. This is the part that I'm like, okay, I gotta jump on here and show real quick. He walks down. He's gonna walk around. Actually, let me fast forward a bit because he goes up the street and comes back.
Yeah, let's cut through Bank Street real quick, and we'll head down the next. Nice
so he goes up the street and comes back down the block. And then the other street's just as crazy, but this one's with more cars than semis. All of these people are coming around for freedom. That's what they want, is freedom. Freedom of choices. It doesn't matter if you want to wear a mask, want to get the jab, and do it.
Participating.
They just want freedom. That's all they're doing. Sorry, guys. I keep turning it off because I don't want to keep yelling over the audio, but imagine being downtown and you have to deal with all of this traffic and this congestion. This is nuts. And it's only going to get worse tomorrow when the big convoy gets there that started all of this. This is going to be crazy. I'm going to fast forward a bit here because down here he just walks around. There's a bunch of cars still, and then American flags, by the way. American flags. There have been so many American flags that I've been seeing ever since I found this stream and he's walking around Ottawa. I'm like, wow. This is showing a lot more unity than I even expected because it is really crossing borders. And we know truck drivers do cross the borders and they are very impacted by that. But on the back of this semi, there's an American flag just on this back passenger side. And it's just interesting. Like, I didn't really expect to see that many, but they want as much freedom and they want the stuff that America promotes and America's getting to. We're getting there. Some states are still being ridiculous, but that's each state. You could actually go through, you could do something like this within your state. Imagine what you can change. And so, Gina, they're actually at 7.3 million last time I checked. They shut down GoFundMe, shut it down for a minute, and then then it came back. This guy's yelling freedom. But yeah, so they did. It's up to 7.3 now. Let's see. Did the GoFundMe start dispersing? Yes. They put out an update on the GoFundMe that they released $1 million already. And so the GoFundMe's playing nice, thankfully, because it could be really detrimental because all that money is supposed to go to the truckers to help them fund this and to be able to live down there until this mandate's lifted. That's the whole plan. So what's the plan when they get there? They're all going to just hang out in front of Parliament and just lock down streets and just show a presence until the mandate's lifted. That's the whole plan. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Like, that's one of the biggest things that stands out here, right? That's where I'm still a fan of J6. There were things that went wrong, but I don't believe that was the people that really went there with good intentions, which was 98% of those people. I don't think that. I think you had bad actors that led people astray and people fell for the trap. That is what's part of the conversation here. They're getting a lot of warnings. I even read earlier today that there has been Antifa already been videotaped downtown. So we're just gonna have to see. When it comes to this stuff, this is where unity comes in. This is the power of coming together. This is the power that you have as citizens in your country. Because in your country, your representatives should work for you. I know in some dictatorships and stuff like that they're just thrown in, but people can still do this stuff. Now, when it comes to some of our more free countries that you have, like America, Canada, you don't have as much backlash as much as you do in some very communist and extreme countries. But if you can bind together, then you realize that you have the control because you outnumber them, 100,000 to 1 or more. And so you have to look at those things, and this is how things will change. I want you guys to hear this. This is where he walks down the backside of this. They locked everything down here. And so he's going to go down to the truckers, and you'll see just the long line that he walks through here. I'll turn the volume back up. See, I'll mute that again for a minute and talk to you guys. But yeah, you guys are all right. Like, this is a huge thing. Like, this is fantastic. This is a great thing. Now we got to make sure tomorrow, anybody that infiltrates to try to do any bad behavior, that it gets stopped. Now, there's game plans. There's already a whole lot of discussions around how to do it, and they're happening behind the scenes mostly because they don't want to release the plans online. But some of it has been talked about on some lives. Coming from Eastern Canada, there's a 45-mile convoy. Yeah, well, from Western Canada is the biggest convoy, and I think it exceeded 50 miles. And that's the one that gets there tomorrow. And so we are, what I have heard, they have not really updated in the numbers. I saw that in Gina. They're close to, I know in Canada, they had about 55,000 trucks planned for this. And they're looking at 150,000, 160,000 people, which is, by the way, population in Ottawa is 964,000 or something like that. They're bringing in almost 20% of the population added to this city just for this event, just for this. This is how you make a presence and how you're going to show government you're making the wrong decision. We actually disagree with you. And it's going to be crazy. The start time tomorrow, I'm still trying to find it. I haven't put a whole lot of effort into finding it, but I will tonight. Notice there was another American flag there. These things are crazy. Well, they better be going fast, because from California, that's a long drive. But there was 625 trucks coming from South Carolina, 650 trucks coming from Georgia. There was still quite a big presence. I've heard some crazy numbers. Here, let's turn this up real quick.
Oh, okay, I was just there actually last week.
He was just asking him where he's from.
Hey, can I ask you, where did you drive from?
London area.
London area? Oh, okay, I was just there actually last week. My first time there, it was beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from Ottawa myself, yeah. I'm just doing a live stream showing the world. There's 10,000 viewers watching this right now, so pretty cool. Anyway, thank you. Cheers.
You guys don't need to keep just hearing horns honk. It gets loud, but it's crazy to think of this, right? And when you think of Canada, the first thing that comes to mind isn't necessarily this style of unity, at least in my mind. I don't see Canada doing those things. And here in America, we do these things. We do those rallies a lot more frequently and protests and stuff like that, not counting what happened with the 2020, all that garbage. But this is just crazy that you have all these people coming together and they're trying to unite and send a message to the government to tell them we don't agree. This is a fantastic way of doing it. And truckers are the backbone of these countries, of both of our countries. They have to, if they stand up like this and then they shut things down, yeah, there's going to be some pain. There will be some grocery shelves that don't get stocked as well. It's going to happen. But short-term pain for long-term gain is what they're looking at here, is they want to actually see the freedom given back to them. And so this is the type of stuff that needs to be done and work with each other. And so exactly how Cheryl is saying, as they are not worried about who's vaxxed and who's not. That is not their concern. They're coming together because they want their freedoms back. And they don't want these lockdowns. They don't want any of these things. They don't want the masks. They don't want any of that anymore. And so that's why they're pushing back. Let me go back live and see what he's doing now. Where is he at? Oh, here's another trucker group over here. Let's see if he has anything to say.
I know a lot of people dropped off in the chat while I was walking that boring area, but we're back at it.
So look at those lines, guys. Like, that's just crazy. And there's so much more to happen tomorrow. So much more. Because there's still a group that's not there. They will get there tomorrow morning.
All right, we're back to 10K
and that's
views,
the biggest group of them all.
Viewers. That's amazing.
It's going to be awesome. And people keep mentioning Pat King. And yeah, he's awesome. Pat King
Very
and
welcome.
Tamara are the ones that are running
You're very welcome.
that convoy, and that one will be there in the morning. So awesome. See, and I grew up with my grandpa being a trucker, and I don't think I have ever seen this many trucks in one place before. Ever. This is way cool. Yeah, the real Pat King. Yes, they are. 100%. That is a good idea. Good idea. Not necessarily truckers. There's over 50,000 trucks for sure, but they're estimating around 160,000 people.
Wow, thank you guys. Thank you for that. I think someone asked, where am I? I'm on the Sir John A. Macdonald. Sir John A. Macdonald Parkway. That's Jam. I think some of that.
And then if you guys haven't seen some of the videos that were out,
Anyway,
with just the number.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna end off. Oh, sorry, whoever's calling me, I can't answer. Should be watching right now and know that.
Where's this? He makes a turn. Can I take it? Or does he just
Anyway,
turn
I'm gonna
around?
head back.
Oh, he's walking back through it.
End this fairly soon.
Yeah, I think he ends the
Danielle,
video
if you're
here.
still
So
on?
we'll just stop this. But if you look at the population of who's involved in this and how many people are actually supporting it, it is crazy. The other thing I wanted to show, let me see if I can pull that up real quick, is around this, what's happening is this is actually causing a ripple effect across the globe. You have these truckers, these convoys happening in Australia now. You have that happening in other places. So let me show you. Let me see here. Just got to pull up the group. And I want to show you some things. There we go. There we go. But it's crazy, guys. Like this is so much stuff that is going on that is amazing. Amazing things to see. Come on, internet, kick in. Oh, there's another guy walking through right now downtown. Let's see. Give me a couple seconds. I wasn't planning to show this, but we talked so much about it already. And I wanted to make sure everybody could see what was going on leading up to them getting here. So stop sharing this screen and share another screen. There we go. And so let's. Look at these bridges, just how full these bridges are, full of people. These are lining the freeways all the way down to Ottawa. This is not just like one city that happened to do this. This is like nuts when you see how many people are coming together and supporting this. It is crazy. We have to start looking at doing these things here if we want to make the change in our community and our country. These things are huge. But when it comes to Australia, let me stop sharing here. Let me go see if I can find a couple of those videos real quick, and then we'll call it a night. Because it is really cool seeing other countries are actually joining into these groups and saying, you inspired us. We're doing that. Let me see here. Not there. Not there. I can't find it super quick, so I'm not going to keep dragging through here. But so all in all, I wanted to show you guys what's going on in Ottawa. Like, I know we know the big things tomorrow, but how many people are already there, and then how many more people are actually showing up tomorrow, it's going to be huge. 18%. Yeah, I don't know if I believe him. But I wanted to share that for you guys, just so you guys can see what's going on and get kind of a visualization and know what to expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be even bigger and better. I'll probably jump on and do a couple occasional lives. I'm going to keep track of this tomorrow the best I can. I got some things I got to do, but I'll show some things off and find some lives, and we'll jump in and share it out with you guys, because these are the things that we got to start focusing on and doing. J6 was great, other than the violence stuff. If we can start doing that and doing it in more of, we recognize when we can be baited into something. Let's make sure we unify and stick up for that. But have a good night. Remember, unite, don't fight, be a street light, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.